Out Chasing Stars was one of the first YouTube channels to really popularize the cruising vlog style channel we find so commonplace today. It followed a couple who purchased a 2015 Helia 44 owner's version, and they upgraded the boat, documenting the entire process as well as circumnavigated on the boat. Now, at the end of their journey, it was time for them to move on to the next chapter, and so they ended up selling the boat to the current owners, who renamed her Haven and continued in the tradition of cruising. My name's Wiley Sharp with Catamaran Central, and I couldn't be more proud than to currently have Haven for sale. I'm going to have the full spec sheet in the description down below, as well as a little pop-up here. She is without a doubt the most well-equipped and nicest Helia 44 that I've personally been on in probably the last 5-6 years. So let's go ahead and jump aboard, take a look at her. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, shoot me an email, and as always, if you like what we had to say, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks and have a good day. Okay, we're going to begin here on the port sugar scoop. First thing we have to talk about is this incredible solar array with 5 bifacial panels. Boat's got 2,500 watts of solar. They were able to delete the generator on the boat and have 0 energy concerns, including being able to run the air conditioning. We've got the standard factory davits, as well as a high fuel tender with a Mercury electric start outboard. Now, kind of talking about the power system, it's completely over-spec'd on this boat. As you'll see down here kind of by my feet, we have a mount for a hydro generator, as well as a dive-style swim ladder. Making our way up the port sugar scoop, we get to the first of 2 mechanical spaces. This boat was designed and laid out for blue water cruising, and so we've got we have fuel polishing systems on engine compartments, as well as oil change systems, making it a very, very easy boat to maintain and operate. Right there, we've got the hot, cold shower for when you come out of the water. We're gonna go up the port weather deck, make our way to the helm, and then come around to the cockpit. So first thing that jumps out at me as I make my way up here is all of the lifelines have been replaced with synthetic Dyneema lifelines. We also have the winches back here, which makes running the screecher or the spinnaker very, very nice and easy. We've got a full enclosure that we'll take a closer look at when we get inside the cockpit. Okay, let's go ahead and make our way here up on the foredeck. Just kind of give you guys a quick pano through the space. I love the Helia 44. I think I've said it 20 times already in this video. I've just created so many good memories on this make and model. All the way up forward, we have the factory installed bowsprit, where they currently have the screecher sail installed on a continuous line furler that runs all the way back to the helm. Boat's also equipped with a square top main, a jib sail, and an asymmetrical spinnaker. They replaced the trampoline with a tighter mesh pattern trampoline, which I find to be far more comfortable than the wide mesh pattern. They replaced both bow seats on the boat with a composite bow seat, which on a lot of these Fountaine Pajots, they use wood from the factory, which just deteriorates over time. Through this, we have the first of 2 forepeaks that you can also access from down below. On the port side, they're using it as storage, and on the starboard side, they're using it as a sail locker. You can also see they added cleats onto the bow, which makes tying up to a mooring ball easier. And they've got a mantis anchor attached to a bridle system with rubber shocks installed. Kind of give you guys another quick pano through the space. We have 2 large foredeck lockers up here, one housing the water tanks, and the other one housing the anchor windlass, and the 12-volt watermaker is also installed up forward here. Let's go ahead and make our way over to the starboard side of the boat and back to the helm, and ultimately make our way to the cockpit. I do love these Fat Boy style bean bags. They're a little different than what I have on my boat, but they definitely feel very robust and customizable angles. Just another quick pano through here. It was an absolutely beautiful day here in Marsh Harbor. All the staining rigging has been replaced on the boat, and you can also see the furling lines run all the way back, and they replaced the stainless lifelines with Dyneema. So we've got a standard Fountaine Pajot helm arrangement up forward here with an electric winch all the way to starboard. another primary winch, and then a smaller secondary winch. All of the lines are running through either cam cleats or jammers, making line management very simple. I love the hardtop on this boat. It's probably the nicest hardtop I've seen on any Fountaine Pajot. It's really built more like something you would find on a center console. And the fact that you've got a windshield wiper is a pretty unique feature, which I've done a lot of times sailing in inclement weather. And when the front screen gets salted up, it can be a bit difficult to see. So having a windshield wiper with a cleaning system like you have in your car is really a nice special feature. There's also large windows to be able to see the sails from the helm and the winch lines. We've got a full Raymarine electronics package, which includes a plotter over here on the port side, a phone mount. We've got the Yanmar controls on the outboard side. Just below that, we have all of the Raymarine tri-data information, as well as a quick anchor windlass control. And over here on the port side, we have the Volvo engine tachometer, as well as control panels. Continuing down from the helm, we're going to make our way down the starboard weather deck, where you'll see our second, wow, the wind's really picking up, where you'll see the second winch for those. As well as through here, we have the second mechanical space with another Volvo D2 paired to a feathering prop. And you'll get a little bit better look at the tender from this angle as well too, which is an aluminum high field with chaps and a Mercury electric start 4-stroke outboard. Okay, making our way into the cockpit. So the first thing that jumps out at me when you come into the cockpit is this enclosure. So this is such a well thought out enclosure, and I'll give you a really good example of why I feel that way, is they put in proper doors that snap out of the way, just not only at the top, but they also snap at the bottom, which means you can leave the full enclosure up. You're not having to roll the door up, close the door, etc., etc. It's really quite nice. Along here, we've got the Magma barbecue grill, and then centerline aft, we have the Harken electric winch for making it very easy to deploy and retract the tender. Over on the port side, we've got the exterior dining table, which is a custom composite table. I personally like it a lot more than the wooden table from the factory. Zero maintenance, easy to keep clean. You can, do mechanical work on it. You can eat dinner on it. Just a very versatile and functional table. We've got an L-shaped settee over on the outboard side. Centerline, we've got a bench seat with storage down below. Over on the starboard side, we've got a day bed with additional storage down below. And just another detail, the fact they added that backrest cushion to it just makes sitting there looking aft a lot more comfortable. Over on the starboard side, we have the cockpit refrigerator. And then underneath the steps, which are also composite, which is not how they did it from the factory, we've got the life raft as well as the ditch bag. And then through here, this opening, you've got a large storage lazarette that continues all the way back behind the galley. So there you go. Let's go ahead and make our way inside and take a look around. Okay, making our way into the salon. We're going to start over here on the port side in the galley. On the surface, this is all very standard Fountaine Pajot galley stuff, but there's some really, really unique differences on this boat that just make it a much more enjoyable living experience. And I'll just kind of give you a quick example of what I mean. They put in slides for all of the drawers here in the galley, which just makes that storage so much more usable, including these large ones, so much more usable than the factory shelf system. Another thing they did is they added a low profile convection oven, toaster oven that goes beneath the Eno broiler oven. They use the Ninja way more than they use the oven. Another thing they did is add a really nice downlight here, as well as another work light right above the stove, making it just a really easy boat to cook in. We have the 3-burner cooktop tons of counter space as you expect on this large U-shaped galley. And then the isotherm freezer underneath the countertop, which just they provisioned before they came to the Bahamas. And they've had more than enough freezer space to bring over all the proteins and other frozen items they wanted. So over here, port side forward, we have the nav station with quite a bit of stuff going on here. We've got a Raymarine repeater, as well as a Starry Horizon VHF. We've got a Victron monitoring system here, which is also integrated into the black water tanks. We've got a Vesper Marine AIS, which is currently being utilized as an anchor alarm. Fusion stereo, analog gauges for water, fuel, and volts for the start battery, as well as an inverter control there. And an Iridium Go, although that's kind of obsolete with the utilization of Starlink. Over here, just beneath or behind where I'm standing, we've got the large U-shaped settee with a custom teak table. That's a high-low table as well as a leaf, so you can use it for interior dining if you'd like. But what is most unique about this seating area here is not what we actually see now, it's what's beneath it. Beneath here is where we have all of the, or not all of, but a lion's share of the Victron battery chargers. We've got a number of solar controllers for the bifacial solar panels. We've got the lithium batteries, etc., etc. This boat was designed to run off-grid without a generator, and it does it beautifully. Over here, starboard aft, we have the two isotherm drawer-style fridges, as well as additional storage there, and then a TV starboard aft. We're going to go to the owner's stateroom last, so we're going to make our way down the port companionway and check out those spaces next. So on the way down, it's worth pointing out and stopping at the panel here. So we've got our standard FP rocker switches up top, but then we have a remote start for the watermaker just beneath the panel. And just little small things they've done that I noticed as I'm standing here. They added these louvered vents both low as well as high, and a controller for the freezer, which one of the downsides on a lot of boats is they don't properly ventilate the cold storage. So by adding those louvered vents, it makes the freezer far more efficient. Okay, so coming into the port forward stateroom, this cabin they don't use often. I mean, if they have people visiting, they usually take the port aft cabin, but a nice semi walk around berth with access to the forepeak through that hatch up forward. The head up here is being utilized as like a pantry. So you can see they've got all their food stores, toilet paper, paper towel. And then this particular head was intentionally left as you can see the handle there, manual saltwater flush head. Just in the event of a loss of electrical power on the boat, you would have the redundancy of having a manual head. And then through here, we have the Victron inverter. Now, I haven't mentioned it yet, and it's worth mentioning it now. This boat is set up with a full Victron electrical system, and it's also got dual shore power. So you can run this boat off of Euro electric or US spec electric. Continuing aft down the port companionway, we're going to take a look in this locker here first, but you'll see each one of the panels on board Haven has its own solar controller. You know, a lot of people will put multiple panels on one controller, and you do lose efficiency that way. So by having everything on its own controller, you're really maximizing the output from those panels. So here, this is a semi walk-around queen-size berth, tons of natural light coming from the outboard window, as well as the window aft, and the overhead opening hatch. Here we've got the second head on board Haven. This head was converted to a freshwater head. It's also electric. You'll see single basin sink, mirror up top, and then a separate shower stall forward. This gives you an idea of kind of what that head looks like in the port forward cabin if you weren't using it as a pantry. We're going to make our way across the salon and take a look at the starboard cabin, which is the owner's suite. Do a quick pano through here. I just love the Helia 44. My wife and I have spent a lot of time sailing on Helia 44s, and always found them to be very well thought out, well laid out boats that sail reasonably well. And I've been on a lot of Helias, and you can go back and watch all the Helia videos that I've done. I have never been on a Helia that is in this good of condition. So here we are in the owner's stateroom. All the way aft, we have a semi walk-around queen-size berth. One of the nice things about this boat being set up the way that it is they can run they can run the air conditioning off of the batteries. There is no generator. They were able to delete the generator, which not only freed up a lot of space, reduced weight, and reduced your maintenance on the boat as well. So they're able to cool this owner's stateroom using the 12-volt system on board the boat. Over on the outboard side, we have a little settee with storage beneath. We've got a workstation up forward. Plenty of storage here on the inboard side in these opening lockers. Just to give you a sense of how equipped this boat is for blue water cruising, this is the medical closet on board the boat. And you'll see it's got, just everything you could really need up top there. Continuing forward, we've got the workstation on the outboard side. And I'm just going to show you one thing, too, that I think is really nice that they did. So you can see the lights turned on when I open the cabinet, but they added these slide outs for the drawers, for these shelves, making it just a lot more usable space, or more efficiently used space on the boat. And then another thing I want to show you, too, before we go into the owner's head, is this cabinet here, where you can see it is just chock full of spares. I mean, right there is a bin filled with stainless fasteners. We've got heat shrink. We've got electrical tools. I mean, there is everything you need on this boat to sail around the world. I mean, this is a boat that, in my opinion, you could buy it and bring your bags and go cruising, which is, essentially what the current owners did. Everybody says that when they're selling a boat, seldom is it true. Making our way into the owner head. Here on the inboard side, we have the Splendid washer and dryer. Adjacent to that, we have the laundry pantry. Then as we continue forward, we have the full head, which is a single basin sink, storage above, storage down below, as well as a freshwater head here on the outboard side. And then all the way forward, we have this oversized owner's stateroom shower that also grants you access to the forward peak. So there you have it. That's the interior of Haven. Well, and the exterior, we already did that too. If you've got any questions on the boat, definitely leave a comment down below. Shoot me an email. And as always, if you like what we have to say, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks and have a good day.